second-year Minnesota Vikings quarterbacks coach. His name is Klint Kubiak, second stint with the team and a former safety at Colorado State. Klint, congratulations on the victory against Houston. Just in totality, what do you like about the way the entire offense is going right now?
Yeah, I just like the way our team's playing together. Special teams gets a turnover, defense gets the stops, and then we get a couple scores. More specifically offensively, I just think we have balance. I think we're getting in manageable third downs, and obviously we're having some young guys step up. Jordan Jefferson being number one.
Yeah, and with Jefferson, man, 2 100-yard games, team record Moss in 98. He had 4. With Justin or Adam or Dalvin for those guys and helping Kirk, let's stick on Justin. How is what he's doing opening things for everybody?
Yeah, obviously the minute they got to cheat a safety over to his side, now Adam's got one-on-one. Or the minute they got to cloud him, now we got a 6-man box to run the ball. So it helps everybody. And he had a great training camp too, and he's just coming on. Expect more from him. But as far as what I'm in control of is that quarterback room. We're just worried about being prepared to play and put our best foot forward Sunday night in Seattle.
And Klint, before we talk about that quarterback and/or Seattle, you mentioned the word safety, and I'm looking at a picture here with somebody with a 42-inch vertical back left of the end zone from it might be 12 years ago. Can you recall a story with me?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. College days. There is a picture of this on the internet. I Googled Kubiak interception Keenum, and back left of the end zone, 42-inch vertical, picked off Case Keenum with the Houston Cougars to walk off victoriously. Will you ever forget that moment?
That was a good day. Good team win that day as well. But, yeah, that was a lot of fun. It seemed like a long time ago that I got to play this great game and still get to be a part of it coaching. But great memories as a Colorado State Ram safety. And, I always talk to Harry. Our safeties here, I have so much respect for those guys for what they put their bodies through. And, yeah, that was a good day.
Yeah, before training camp began, I took my daughter, who's a senior in high school, to Colorado to look at Boulder and to look at Fort Collins. And I had never been to Fort Collins. That drive to Fort Collins, man, shoot, you might as well continue to Laramie. It seems like it's right around the corner.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Laramie, though, Paul. Stay out of Laramie. Fort Collins is just fine.
Yeah, no, Colorado State, man, and Colorado, what a great rivalry. Klint Kubiak, quarterbacks coach for the Minnesota Vikings. Kirk seemed comfortable in the Houston game. Seems like the comfortability is getting better every single game. Is that a fair assessment?
Yeah, I think he was playing comfortable those first 3 weeks. We just didn't get it done as a team, and it's a team game. He did his part last week, and we're on to the next one and try to get our job done one play at a time. And he certainly is a big part of the solution, and we just got to build on that.
With the way you're sharing now, and we started with Mike Zimmer. He kind of said the same thing, and I've done this a long time. Seriously, as a coach and really a player, you seriously have to look at play by play, week by week. I don't want to say to keep sane, but to keep everybody in their lane, right? Because people are like, okay, we're 1-3. Maybe we upset Seattle. What are we going to do against Atlanta? Get a bye, go to Lambeau. You guys can't do that, right?
Yeah, it's your reality as a player and as a coach. And there's only one way you can get better, and that is to focus on the little details that make you better. So in practice, it's an individual. What little thing can I do to make my team rep better? And if I'm better in that team rep, okay, here we go in the game. It's full speed, and now I'm getting better at that. So control what you can control. It's an old cliche, but you know what? Those cliches are pretty damn true, Paul, and they work for quarterbacks. So one at a time, baby. That's all we care about.
And with number 8, Kirk Cousins, 62 touchdown passes since arriving in 2018, most in the history of the Vikings for somebody's first 3 years here. What's it like working with Kirk?
It's a blessing because he's such a professional and he wants to be challenged. And if you're not on top of your game, okay, he'll challenge you to be better as a coach. And that's what he does for me. And that goes for Sean Mannion as well and our other 2 young quarterbacks. Really bright room, but I would just say he's so on the ball that he forces the best out of you as a coach, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, man, and I'm so glad you brought up Sean Mannion because it's the non-obvious. And like in the offseason when, Mannion's on a one-year deal and, there are players, rookies, free agents, whatever, more physically gifted than Sean. But Sean is the one you keep bringing back, more so because of what he does with Kirk and with you behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, there's a lot more to being a backup, and he brings a lot of intangibles to the mix, but I also do truly believe he's a hell of a player. And he hasn't had a lot of opportunities. I thought he played really well in that Chicago game last year. There were some things outside of his control, but you want to talk about a great teammate, a competitive guy, a smart guy, just the guy that has all the right makeup that you want in a Viking and a great teammate. So couldn't be more happier to have Sean, and he's always trying to get better too. We got to make him better so when his opportunity comes, he's ready to fill in and exceed expectations.
Hey, Klint, when you're working with Kirk before the game, or maybe when you guys are at a hotel the night before, can you tell when Kirk's going to have one of those lights-out games?
Absolutely not, because he's always the same. He's the same whether they're on him in the papers or in the media, or whether he just was NFC Player of the Month like he was last year. So I think that's why he's been so successful. He's the same every day. And you know what to expect, and his teammates know what to expect from him. That's a great quality to have in a quarterback. So
you go back to Houston, and I know you spent a fair amount of your life there, and your father grew up 5 minutes from NRG Stadium, Astrodome, the whole thing. Couldn't really do like the family reunion barbecue, could you?
Yeah, and that wasn't a bad thing. We got to focus on the game.
I understand that, but isn't it? There's so many weird things, man, and so many different things, and you have to accept as we move forward, push through this whole thing together. But when you go back to a place like Houston, and you walk into that stadium, and you got family and friends there, and to keep things so like the Titans get bit, and then you guys come up with 0 positives over X amount of days, which is the story of the season for me. It was phenomenal how great you guys are handling that. It still is a little bit of a reality check, right? When you go to a place like that and it's like, oh, okay, so, all right, no barbecue this time. Yeah, Coach Zimmer does such a good job of keeping us on task, that we're dialed into our responsibility and our job that day. So honestly, to us, it's just another day at the office, another game, and it all feels the same. That's a testament to the way he prepares us. Tell me about the Seattle defense. It feels like Bobby Wagner has been around so long. He played with the '85 Bears. Quandre Diggs, you remember him from the Lions and last year. And then they got this beef eater in the middle, Poona Ford. Nobody ever talks about '97. He's unbelievably good.
Yeah, we have a lot of respect for this defense. Obviously, they gave us everything we could handle last year. So it was, we're going to have to be on top of our game to have a successful Sunday. And that's what we're in the works doing right now, Paul. We're putting in the time, watching the film, so that tomorrow when these players get here, we can just feed them great information and get them ready to play and get them playing fast and not thinking, but reacting. That's the main thing to do, get them ready as a coach.
Last one, Bud. Being Gary Kubiak's son, growing up son of a coach, what did you really absorb that you remember back to the day just watching the way he does it, and now you're getting the opportunity to do it?
Yeah, the first thing that comes to mind is that he was always a dad. And so when I just don't remember him being a coach. I remember him having a job that kept him away from home many nights. But that's what I respect most now, that I get to be a dad. I got 3 kids, and they shouldn't know that I'm a coach unless someone tells them,
Yeah.
So he was always a hell of a dad and still is. What a blessing it is to work with him every day. It's great.
What an awesome response. Thank you for that. So where'd you get the 42-inch vertical, mom or dad?
Yeah, I think you're embellishing a little bit on that. I think there's a good camera angle there. Yeah, back in the day, I had some hops, but that was many years ago. And now I could probably get over a stair.
You picked off Case Keenum, who was unbelievable in college and was on one side of the Minneapolis Miracle. For 1 second, you can smell the roses,
Yes, one and done. That was it.
Good luck at Seattle, bud. Great work this year.
Thanks,
Great
Paul.
work, man. I look forward to seeing you, okay?
Good to see you. Thank you.
You too.